Alright guys, it's me again with Whack Wood Ape Creations. Kind of want to, not creating, we're destroying today, but we'll create later. I kind of wanted to point out some things that you may not see or may not think about when if you're tearing down an old deck. I kind of left some things here intentionally just so I could show you. So one thing, you're tearing down, you want to make sure that you're getting all this stuff up on the sides that you knock down, because a lot of these have screws in them, boots or not. I didn't take mine off for the day, but they will go through. They will go through your boots. Another thing I suggest is if you can, get these out with. These had like a deck lining material that was on top, so they couldn't get them out. With the screw head, you had to actually use the torque head. You actually had to pry them out, so it took a lot longer. But these can be dangerous if you fall and they hook you, catch you, cut you, and do a lot of damage. So especially if you were having to come up and work around these where you're above them. Same as these. Try to get rid of those right off the bat. Other issues, you don't think about this, or you probably don't think about it a lot, is a lot of this old decks, this old material. I mean, this is treated lumber, so if you decide to saw, then you're going to be throwing a lot of this nastiness in the air. So you definitely need to wear something that you're breathing in, filter that out. You can see here, this deck was homemade for sure. But I'll finish taking it down tomorrow and start on a new one. But when you get a chance to really, when you get these down, you can see what's done properly. And you want to be careful when you're pulling it away from the home, because you don't want to pull anything or mess any of the any of that foundation, any of the whatever you're dealing with, whether it's the block or whether it's attached to the siding. This I'm not exactly sure yet until we get a little closer, but we'll be a little careful. I know the closer we got to the door, the more rotted it was, so it's not the best sign. And as you see from the door, water was definitely going in there, so we'll fix all that. It's just a mess. Look at that. That can do a lot of damage. Thankfully it was lifted up, and so the water kind of maybe ran down. But however you decide to take this stuff down, take these decks down, just spend 5 or 10 minutes and kind of looking over and see what dangers you have. Here we run into the issues where it's just different types of screw heads. Also, you're just constantly switching back and forth, and it's because somebody had come behind and tried to strengthen this deck up and just added little braces and brackets everywhere. But I mean, there's just rotten spots all over this. So if they don't know what they're doing, then it's not gonna do any better. Also, I would say towards the end, come down and look for this stuff. Maybe have a magnet run over the ground and get this stuff up, and because you don't know what's here before you got here, and you don't want it to be here when you're done. And lastly, I would say, if you're pulling stuff out that's got the nails on it, or screws, or whatever the case may be, try to either take them out or hammer them down, so when you're hauling this stuff off, you're not going to get stuck like this. If you do it long enough and you play with fire, it will get you. So like I said, I did a lot of this stuff intentionally just to show it on the video, because there's a lot that could have been done differently with this deck. Even getting on top of it, the whole thing, when the top was on, the whole thing would just shake and rotten spots in it. And so we'll fix it and get a brand new deck up to code. So everybody have a good day.